I hope you guys are ready. Let me make sure that you guys can see. And you guys are ready. I hope you guys can also hear. We're getting ready. 9 p.m. We're coming on strong. This is the pre-show, the Paperboy Games pre-show. So I hope you guys are ready. Okay, I'm looking around, checking my messages, making sure everything is a go. Theo, one of our candidates, needs to make sure that they get the Zoom link. So let's make sure everyone gets the link. Let all of your friends know where they can get it. Please respond to those messages. Okay. So I hope y'all are ready. Paperboy Games, we're getting ready to start now. Ready for that. Paper, yeah. Well, you know what? While we're waiting, I'm gonna play you guys my song that actually just dropped. What I wanted. It just dropped today. While we're waiting, I'm gonna share this with you all. It's called "We on the Ballot." So here we go. I'm gonna share my screen with you guys so you guys can see this song. First ever world premiere. Let's get it.
Call me. Get a lawyer. Paperboy doesn't have enough signatures, okay? He's going to be off the ballot. Goodbye.
Margie. We made it. We made it. Yeah. We made it. We made it. We on the ballot. We made it. We on the ballot. We made it. We on the ballot. We made it. They hate it. We made it. We on the ballot. We brought my ballot. We made it. We made it. We on the ballot. We made it. We on the ballot. We made it. They hate it. They hate it. We made it. We on the ballot, we made it. We on the ballot, we made it. We on the ballot, we made it. Favorite, yeah.
You have to make it easy for them. Paper. Yeah. What's up, y'all? So that's the new "We on the Ballot." We made it right there while we're getting everything set up. We on the ballot. We made it. Hey, we on the ballot. We made it. I'm ready to get to the first artist. If our production team is ready to take it to the first artist, please let me know so we can do that. Hurry up and please let me know because I'm ready to get to this first artist. I know people are super excited about that. Paper, yeah. Okay. So while we're waiting, I'm gonna play I'm gonna play the Cancel Rent song because I think it's a perfect time, especially at the top of the hour, for you guys to hear this. We're waiting for to get to the first artist. I'm still waiting for our team backstage to let us know we're ready to go to the first artist. They're not notifying me at all. So, but I hope you guys are ready. I hope you guys are ready to do that. In the meantime, I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play "We on the Ballot" because all
That's what I want.
the politicians we have here today are on the ballot, and we got some dope artists. So I'm gonna drop this for y'all one more time. I hope y'all ready. Ha, paper, yeah. Hope y'all ready. It's our time. Let's go.
Don't call me. Get a lawyer. Paperboy doesn't have enough signatures, okay? He's going to be off the ballot. Goodbye.
Margie.
We made it. We made it. Yeah, we made it. We made it. We on the ballot, we made it. We on the ballot, we made it. We on the ballot, we made it. They hate it. We made it. We on the ballot, we made it. We made it. We made it. We on the ballot, we made it. We on the ballot, we made it. They hate it. They hate it. We made it. Paperboy G23rd. Paperboy G23rd. We on the ballot, we made it. We on the ballot, we made it. We on the ballot, we made it. Favorite, yeah.
Thank you, Paperboy.
Paper, yeah.
Thank you, Paperboy.
Paper, yeah. So that's "We on the Ballot." Newest song. Okay. So we're about to get into our first artist. I hope y'all are ready. Actually, we're about to get into our first politician. So I hope you all are ready. Next up, we have running for office, Steve Lee. Steve Lee. All right. Paper, yeah.
Hi guys, how you doing? Am I supposed to be talking to somebody? Hello? Hey. Is there a commentator or something? I'm a little confused. How's this working? Anyway, all right. So I guess I get started in introducing myself. My name is Stephen Lee. Been working with the NYPD for 15 years as a sergeant in 2013 to 2015. I went undercover for 2 years and discovered police corruption in the 109 precinct in Flushing, Queens. We end up arresting 1 lieutenant and 1 detective. I whistle blew about how the higher executives are corrupt and controlling things, and that's when they started retaliating against me, and I end up putting a lawsuit in Supreme Court against that, making me a whistleblower. I want to continue helping my constituents, my community, and stuff like that. So I decided to run for state assembly so that maybe we could bring some kind of transparency to how things work with the NYPD and with politics and everything else. I also believe that we should be amongst the community and listen to this way we know what's going on in the community and we can help our community and voice their issues. I believe that if you're out of touch with your community, you can't be able to represent them and voice their opinions. Theo or Paperboy, are you guys on here? Like, am I supposed to interact with somebody or am I just going to rant here? Can somebody give me a heads up? What's going on? Anyway.
This is where you get to.
Oh, okay. There you go.
So this is where you actually get to just, talk about your platform and why it is that you're running and why you're the best.
Are there any questions or anything like that? I like to do a Q&A. If anybody have any questions for me and stuff like that. My platform it's basic. It's about whatever the community wants. So right now, from what I'm hearing from my community, is that they want more charter schools, more specialized schools, choice for parents to choose which school the kids go to. What the mayor is doing with not allowing Asians in certain schools after they pass the test, work so hard to pass the test, I think is a violation of our rights. And I think that's very unfair. I think that we should definitely be allowing our kids to go to a school that they work so hard to get into. Especially, what is the lesson? What is the lesson that we're teaching our children if we ask them to work hard and study hard, and then they don't get into the school that they apply for and work so hard to get into? I think that's a big lesson. That's we shouldn't be teaching them that you get something because you're privileged and stuff like that. I don't agree with that. I'm definitely pro-choice with schools. I also been hearing from a lot of my constituents, my community, that housing is a big issue. Hopefully we could come up with a renters rebate program or something like that to help with the rent rise and stuff. Hey, Ron Kim disappeared. What's going on? Also, transportation we need to fix. I'm also pro law enforcement because I think that our community needs to feel safe in times like this, especially with a lot of the anti-Asian attacks. One big highlight of my campaign is that I put my campaign on the back burner so that I could start a nonprofit organization, grassroots, all local community volunteers. And it originally was intended for a block watch program, but since there was social distancing going on, we decided to just leave most of the volunteers at home and push for feeding the front line and the seniors that can't come out of their apartments and the homeless and also stuff like that. Yeah.
So as a question wrapping up, what would be the main difference between you would say your platform and Ron Kim's, your opponent?
My platform is different from his because my platform is actually what my community wants. Ron Kim's platform is something that nobody in the community wants, and it's kind of like he's advertising for different higher office that he's trying to run for or something like that. It doesn't seem like it's aligns with the community's concerns or issues. Also, his issues make no sense. Like one day he's talking about how there should be no police officers in transit, and there's become a police state because they're like putting up the Skywatch program and stuff like that. And then the next day, he's talking about how he donated vans to the NYPD and he's giving out PPE with the NYPD, and they're doing a great job. It makes no sense to me. It's just if you want less police officers on the street, then why are you donating more supplies to them so that they could, you know what I mean? Like, if you want less presents, why are you donating more stuff to them so that they can make a bigger presence? It doesn't make sense to me. So his platform kind of agitates me, and watching him tweet all the time kind of agitates me because he's very wishy-washy, flip-floppy. One minute he's saying one thing, next minute he's doing another thing, and I don't believe in that. I think that it shows that he's an opportunist, and you know, it's unreliable. So my issues are in line with my constituents and my community. I know this for sure because they actually came up to me and asked, "Hey, what about the specialized schools? What about transportation? What about housing? You know, stuff like that." And that's what built my platform, because this is my first time running for any kind of office. And, you know, me working as a police officer also, I see a lot of the problems that in the community and stuff like that, and what we need to fix it. So I guess I want to say I promise that I would stay amongst my community and keep listening to what their concerns, and I just want to be their voice. That's all. I think that's what a politician should be. So.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
I want to thank you for coming on and
Yeah.
sharing your platform and actually, you know, speaking to the people. And in a time of coronavirus when, you know, it's harder to reach the people in the more traditional means.
Yeah.
So doing something like this.
Well, thank you for the invite, and I'm sorry I took up all the time. That I didn't leave any time for Ron Kim to speak. So, you know, he could speak now if he wants.
Well, Ron Kim hasn't accepted the invite, so he's not here. But we're glad that you were here and able to speak, and that the people of your district got to hear at least from one of the candidates tonight. So that's
yes. Thank you for having me, and I'll continue seeing you guys in the neighborhood and in the street. I just started doing the block watch, so we moved on to our next phase. We're going to continue to donate to the homeless and work with other organizations to feed the seniors and the homeless and first responders that are out there every day. And you know, I'll see you guys in the neighborhood. So,
all right. One
love. Thank you very much.
Paper, yeah. Thank you so much, Steve. Thank you so much, Ron Kim. And we're actually about to bring on our next artist to the stage. That was Steve Lee speaking. And we're going to have a recording of all of this for you all to watch. But we're about to bring up our next artist to the stage. Make some noise right now for Mandella Eskia. Make some noise right now for Mandella Eskia. Let's go. Ha. Paper, yeah. All right, peace. Mandella, what's up? One love. All right, while Mandella's getting set up, just got to unmute yourself.
I didn't know what was happening, man. I was watching you talking on a community board meeting and shit. I'm like, what's
awesome.
Good?
Oh, well, it's on you. Go for it. One love.
Just drop the song?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, why not?
What you say? My spaceship got no brakes. My waitress called me babe. She wanna serve a brother all day. Yeah, I catch cheese, I'ma add a little crack. Hold up, let me get a little space. Y'all brothers copy and paste. So I gotta keep it locked in the safe. No safe words when I spank them. Hey, feel good, stank them. No bad vibes in the sanctum. No bad vibes in the sanctum. I'm sick of you niggas, yeah, I ain't feeling sweat. Love me or hate me, oh man, I feel like I'm down. I lock it and load it, you gon' drop in the moment. The notice like an emotion, I gotta get on my shell. I pick up the phone, I treat it just like a Dale. She better hello, brother, I send him hello to hell. Got a halo with horns, hope it happen from bells. I'm a head laughing and rappers is like the best of Chappelle. Okay, you kill beast and rotate. Y'all brothers got no taste. Sprinkling a little okay. Woo, my spaceship got no brakes. Let's see a motherfucker bang. I hop out, niggas better pay. Handshake and no thanks. What you say? A spaceship got no brakes. I pull up to the motherfucking back. Hop out, niggas better pay. What you say? Another side of time, side of take. Drink rose by the case. I spit rose in your face. Cup full of Grand Marnier. Cup full of angel face. She just wanna go in that room. She don't wanna go no dates. What you say? I serve ass boy by the tray. Homie, y'all really wanna play. Get about the motherfucking way. Dance to the dead, I say. Them black boots, I say. My whole squad go hard. Your whole squad go away. The spaceship got no brakes. Let's see a motherfucking bang. I hop out, niggas better pay. Handshake and no thanks. What you say? The spaceship got no brakes. I put up to the motherfucking bank. Hop out, niggas better pay. Red eyes. What me say? Said now. Shut it down. All right. I be in a pussy every day. I mean, I give a fuck who a side eye. Wait, bye bye. The spaceship got no brakes. Let's see a motherfucking bank. I hop out, niggas better pay. Handshake and no thanks. What you say? A spaceship got no brakes. I pull up to the motherfucking bank. Hop out, niggas better pay. What you say? Spaceship got no brakes. What you say? My spaceship got no brakes. What you say? Spaceship got no brakes. I pull up to the motherfucking bank. How about any better pay? Zeus, Mandella Eskia, Black Zeus, Black God Pantheon. Yeah.
Paper, yeah. Mandela, one love. Thank you so much for that. Shout out Mandella Eskia. I'm excited for that. Our first artist to ever perform in the Paperboy Games. This is amazing. Shout out to Mandela. It's our time. Have paper, yeah. Okay, so we're about to bring up our next person who's actually going to be speaking, and I'm just looking down to make sure I'm keeping everything right. We have Nick Robbins coming up from the Sam Party. Nick Robbins coming up to speak to everyone. So I hope y'all ready for that. Ha, paper. Yeah. Now we're about to have the one and only. Make some noise right now for Stonehenge Parnhash. Ha, paper, yeah. What's good, bro? How's it going?
What's up? What's up? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Let's do it. Let's get into it. One love.
Good. All right. Well, I got a piece, and there's a preamble to the piece. The preamble is, by the way, the name is Stonehenge Parnhash. You can find me on the internet at Parnhash, or for short, you can find me at BK Wildlife. Support the cause. You know, during this time period, we cannot do shows, and that's my full source of employment. So hit me up. I got links to the donation page and all that good stuff. All right. So preamble. People keep saying white privilege. Well, that's a misnomer. It's not a privilege to be blind to every other person's experience but yourself. It's not a privilege to have no empathy for your neighbors and people around you. It's not privilege that allows you to continue believing that almost all your intellectual truths come from Europeans and their descendants. It's not privilege that allows people to make jokes about black men being killed by the cops and by citizens and held captive for a for-profit prison industrial complex. It's a pathology, and it's frightening. Understand, it's a pathology, and it's frightening. Every day, People are complicit in an act of genocide, an attempt to kill off and imprison black people. How did these guns get to Chicago? How did these drugs get from Colombia and Bolivia to St. Louis? It's a plan, and the history is evident. So now I'll go into the piece. At first, there was nothing. That's the name of the piece. At first, there was triple darkness, and all was nothing, and nothing was everything, and we were one with the universe. And then they heard the word, and the word created vibration. The vibration caused friction, and then the light hit them. It was unexpected. No child, woman, or man was left unaffected. Once it happened, it was the origin of now. All other experiences in life would be relative in comparison. It was the Anno Domini. But this is before the crisis, before the epiphany, before the chrysalis, before the metamorphosis. Nah, hold up. This is Morpheus telling you everything shown to us is fake. You just woke up. Nah, this is the day after you and your abusive partner broke up. And you feel like you have a hole directly in the middle of your body like a donut. And you just experienced a prime example of why you don't fall in love. Mixed feelings, because you are still in love. You can't run and hide from your emotions. You have to soak up the realities of being a grown up. And you don't go back. Look at me. You don't go back. Only move forward, only, no stopping. You will make it work. With the help of your friends, you can make it work. You tell the voices in your head to shut up. You tell the devils, shut up. You tell the people that are wasting your time and fanning as friends, shut up. You tell your parents, I love you. Then you move away so you don't have to tell your parents to shut up. Of course your parents don't understand. I don't understand most of the people I encounter, and I'm closer to pauper than Fresh Prince. Evidence asked the bouncer. I haven't had ID in 9 years, but I'll still drink you under the table and over the counter. The jester peddling the seventh element of elegance bombard your public announcer. Julian Jubilee shooting stars. Gregorian looting sprees, breakfast at Tiffany's, and Elon Musk is saying we got to be ready to move to Mars. It's Justinian, codified jurisprudence, and draconian laws. When freedom is exchanged for safety, would you rather roam in an open plain or sit in a cell protected by bars? All right, so that's that piece. I guess if I got time, I got this other piece. How's a celestial being supposed to breathe with all this racial tension, clogging up my spatial dimension?
Paper, yeah. How's it going? It's your boy Paperboy Prince in the suburbs. So excited to be here. Nick Robbins, Chairman Nick Robbins. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm not sure if I can hear you through the mic. Say something again for me.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I can hear you. I think it might be a mic issue. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Master Control. Can you hear Nick? Nick, could you say something?
Hello?
Okay. Might be a mic issue. I think it's
How about now?
Yeah, I can't hear you now.
Like harbors hold ships and those ships hold soldiers, martyrs, myths, and motives. To make a living, some of my friends had to barter themselves for okra, starters, sticks, and cobras. My head's harder than a brick of coca. Chargers, starters, spark plugs, farmers, split the total. George Washington Carver started school, give scholarships, not just diplomas. You think we're distant? Let's go farther. Honor the gifts to give you honor. Don't be caught up in this revolving wheel of life attached to karma, dharma, samsara. You want to break through. Meet, said Arthur. Feel nirvana without the shotgun shells. You may have to dig yourself up out of the terra firma, underwater near the terracotta. Warriors. A gargoyle that's hard-boiled, who could care less about the spilt milk that's spoiled. Toil the soil, so we excavate the bauxite, turn it into aluminum foil, and we got to move to Mars because the capitalists refuse to live without fossil fuels, combustible engines, and the blood of the planet, which is oil. Foils, fools, foes, fortune, felicity. I miss my family. Fleeting moments. I want to show y'all reality. But everything I see on television and the internet is a fantasy, facsimile. Peace, y'all. One love. Spread love around the world. Shout out to Paper.
I'm excited. I was talking today. I had the opportunity today with Mayday Space to talk to voters and talk to people who needed some food, and we were able to donate food with them. So we have Peter Harrison here. Can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. What's going on?
Awesome. Great.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Great.
Okay. So I'm going to give you the floor for you all to talk about your platform and your run, and take it away.
Yeah, well, thank you for hosting this. This is kind of a cool, like, trying to figure out different ways to engage with voters, and it's a really weird time campaigning, as I'm sure you know, with COVID going on. So I appreciate putting this together.
Definitely.
But yeah, so my name is Peter Harrison, and I am a Democratic Socialist running for the U.S. Congress in New York 12, which is the east side of Manhattan, basically from 96th Street down to the Lower East Side, North Brooklyn, and Western Queens. I am primarying Representative Carolyn Maloney, who's been in office since '92. She is a landlord, takes a lot of money from real estate, which is partly why I'm running. I have been a housing activist in the city for over 10 years. I actually live in Stuytown, which is in the East Village. I had a pretty crazy experience about 10 years ago where when I moved in here, I was a bartender with a bunch of friends, and we were part of this crazy class action lawsuit that retroactively rent stabilized our apartment. I got my rent reduced by like $1,100, got some money back, which was pretty crazy. We were like pretty excited about it. Then about 6 months later, we got an eviction notice saying we owed a bunch of money and we had to either pay or leave. And that kind of started me on this path of becoming a tenant organizer. I went down to housing court, fought that, joined the TA here, and have been organizing kind of ever since. So I decided to run for Congress because I think, as everybody in New York City knows, there is a housing crisis. And particularly now during COVID-19, it's, you know, I think just like everything else, and I heard you talk about this, it's not that COVID-19 has created any of these problems. It's that COVID-19 has just kind of heightened them. That is particularly true for the housing crisis. Before the virus got here, we had a record amount of unhoused New Yorkers. There were 62,000 New Yorkers living in shelters. Half of renters were rent burdened. And there's an entire generation of New Yorkers that can't buy homes and grow up in their neighborhoods. So that was already pretty bad. And obviously now with COVID, millions of people have lost their jobs. Businesses are closed. People just like can't pay their rent. And I'm really proud to be running on the Homes Guarantee platform, which I helped work on as a senior housing advisor for Data for Progress before I ran. And this is a really bold, progressive national plan to solve the housing crisis and to decommodify housing, get it out of the capitalist system, guarantee it as a right. So we've been really trying to organize on the ground in New York 12, but across the rest of the city to try to get people to recognize that you have a right to fight to stay in your home. The governor's not doing enough. Congress is not doing enough. So it's going to be up to us. So I'm actually part of the rent strike that's happening right now. I am fighting my corporate landlord in Stuytown, which is Blackstone. They're the biggest private equity firm in the world, and not incidentally the biggest private landlord in the world. They've got over $500 billion of assets. They have been buying up homes and evicting people across the country for 10 years, and there's really no difference for what they're doing now. So that's kind of what I've been doing in terms of a lot of my mutual aid work. In New York 12, it's 72% home renters. A lot of folks have been reaching out, struggling to pay rent. We're giving them information about what their rights are right now with the governor's eviction moratorium. That's a little bit kind of a bullshitty thing, but trying to organize within folks' buildings and what your rights are if you can't pay your rent, what your options are if you can pay your rent right now, but you want to stand in solidarity. So that's kind of what I've been doing. That's what I've been running on. I'm kind of getting some crap from, some of the more establishment-y type folks and saying you're just doing this as a gimmick. But I say this, and I'll say this here. I'm not on rent strike because I'm running for Congress. I am running for Congress because I've been in this world for 10 years, and we shouldn't have to go on rent strikes to guarantee our homes. So that's really a message that I think needs to get out to every single home renter in this city, whether it's in NYCHA, whether it's rent stabilized or market rate. It applies to homeowners that are working class, that are struggling with their mortgage payments. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. It needs to be done at the federal level. And frankly, at this point, it's clear it just needs new representation to do that. So, I'm preaching to the choir here, obviously, but that's really kind of where I come from personally, what I'm running on now and what we're working on, not just through June 23rd on election day, but certainly before that and after that. So I really appreciate the chance to come on and rap about it all. And I don't know if I have more time. I'm running for office. I can fill the time. Oh yeah, Theo. Yeah, I'm all done. I mean, I'll take questions or whatever. Yeah, no worries. Oh, okay. I'll type it in here. I'm down for questions. I can also share the link. Housing Justice for All has a.
Paper, yeah. It's our time. Okay, one love. So I don't know if we're live yet, but I'm excited to say that this is going great. I'm so excited to see all the different artists and politicians sharing their time. So I hope you all are ready. Okay, we have a treat for you all. We really have a treat for you all right now.
We know.
1 second, let me make sure that we're live.
I'm not ready yet.
So
Start the screen
we have a
recording.
treat for y'all.
Start the screen recording. What do I start the screen recording?
We're about to bring our next artist to the stage.
You can start the screen recording.
Make some noise right now for Jose coming to the stage. Yes, I'm so excited. Karaoke. One love. Paper, yeah. We're doing this. Let's go. It's on you. You ready?
I'm ready. ¿Cómo estás? Yo quiero que hablemos en español. Hola.
Muy bien. Estoy súper bien. Hasta luego. Here we go.
Okay, so voy a cantar ahora para ustedes.
It's recording.
Mírame, cuando siento que me estás olvidando y que no regresarás. Mírame, desde cuando siento que ya estoy muy cansada de estar sola, de escucharme llorar. Mírame, desde cuando quiero escaparme y tu mirada me envuelve y me vuelvo a perder. Mírame, y me vuelvo a perder. Mira mis ojos, de vez en cuando siento enloquecer. De vez en cuando siento enloquecer. Cuando sueño con alguna locura y no quiero despertar. De vez en cuando buscas mis ojos y preguntas cómo están. De vez en cuando quiero escaparme del radio, pero nunca te lo dejo saber. De vez en cuando quiero escaparme y tu mirada me envuelve y me vuelvo a perder. Desde cuando siento enloquecer. Desde cuando siento enloquecer. Y esta noche quiero más. Que te abraces fuertemente. Que tus brazos soñables. Amor para siempre. Que te toques tu lado de luz. Vivimos atrapados en un juego de azar. Amor es una sombra para vivir libertad. Nada puedo hacer, no escapar. No puedo sobre pólvora que puede estallar. Te tengo que amar. El tiempo acaba de empezar. El tiempo no termina. Pero si una vez una historia feliz, no es una cuenta de amor. Ya nada puede ser eclipse total de amor. Pero si una vez una sale a vivir, ahora ya no tengo valor. Nada que decir, eclipse total del amor. De vez en cuando siento enloquecer. De vez en cuando siento enloquecer. Y es que no te quiero más. Que te abrazas fuertemente. En tus brazos soñaré. Que el amor es para siempre. Que mi nombre es un rayo de luz. No se vuelvan los ojos. Vivos atrapados en un juego de azar. Amor es una sombra para mi libertad. Ya nada puedo ser, no escapar. No puedo sobre pólvora que puede estallar. Y así te tengo que amar. El tiempo acaba de empezar. El tiempo no termina. Y si una vez una historia feliz, no es solo cuenta de amor. Yo nada puedo ser eclipse total de amor. Pero si una vez una sale a vivir, ahora ya no tengo valor. Nada que decir, eclipse total del amor. Eclipse total del amor. Eclipse total del amor. Mira mis ojos. Mira mis ojos. Mírame. Gracias. Muchísimas gracias. Bueno, pues estoy aquí para invitarte a que, como tú sabes, tío chino para congresista. Y recuérdate que debemos pedir que nos envíen las boletas electorales a casa por correo para que nos sepan las elecciones. Adelante y a votar. Qué rico, y que estén todos bien, manténganse en casa, no salgas de casa, que ahí te podemos entretener también. Así es que ya lo sabes, esta es Josie, tu amiga Josie, la chica seguridad. ¿A qué te agradezca? Gracias.
We're live.
I have the
Awesome.
stream on. I don't see you.
Okay, well, have paper. Yeah, well, I believe that we're going live shortly. If not, we're going to be right now. So I'm so excited that now I also can hear you. Before it was my issue. I couldn't hear. I had my mic. I'm sorry, my audio muted. But we got to speak a little bit backstage, and now here we have Chairman Robbins. So excited to have you. I know there's a little delay on the stream. That's why you might not see it yet, but
Okay.
here we are live. So please, you have the floor. Let everyone know about your platform, what you're running on, where you're running, and everything in between. Paper, yeah.
Well, I want to thank you. I want to thank Theo and all the other candidates for coming. I want to thank Frank Morano, who's not here. I hope his empty chair pops up soon. So I am the chairman of the Richmond County Sam Party, and I'm running for the 13th Judicial District State Committee, as well as the 63rd Assembly District Judicial Delegate. The SAM Party stands for Serve America Movement. It is the anti-party. So take the worst parts of the Republican Party, the worst parts of the Democratic Party, throw them out, retain the good parts. It's the SAM Party. SAM Party is based on 5 fundamental ideologies, such as political reform and fixing the culture of corruption in Albany, revitalizing the New York State economy, meaningful tax reform, improving the outcome for New York students, and reducing the high cost of living. The SAM Party achieved ballot access in 2018 thanks to Democratic Mayor of Syracuse, Stephanie Miner, and Pelham Mayor, who was a Republican, Michael Volpe, who was our state chairman. I'm running for the 13th Judicial District State Committee seat because I was there from the beginning of the SAM Party. I reached out to the SAM Party and resigned a Republican County Committee seat to join because I believed in the philosophy of the party. I started it from the ground up in Staten Island. I opened the bank accounts, filed all the forms, and tried to build a culture within this party that stood for meaningful reform. So my opponent in this race, his name is Frank Morano. You might have heard him on radio shows. He does a radio show on some station that no one listens to. He's a big political operative. He bounces around parties from time to time in struggle of a power grab. He's running against me, and he's not here right now. And that's exactly what Frank Morano does. When Frank Morano was scared of competition or things not going his way, he does not show up. He does not respond to requests. Frank Morano is also a fraud. He is, in every sense of the word, a criminal. He commits election fraud like it's just a part of his everyday life. And I'm running to prevent that from happening. Hey, there he is. Hey, Frank, how are you? This party was built on an anti-politics basis. We're bringing out the representation in elected officials, and we only support elected officials we only support candidates for elected office who are able to put the partisanship aside and are able to run for the people and work for the people. I always believe that politics and government should never collide, but it's inevitable. And politics gets in the way of representation, and this party makes sure we have that. Make sure we have a good foundation for good representation, supporting the people. So I want to encourage the 13th Judicial District SAM members to vote for me on June 23rd or whenever you get your absentee ballot. For any voter in New York City, if your district has a primary, you can go to nycabsentee.com to get your ballot and make the right choices, because party elections, congressional primaries matter. And I also want to take a moment to congratulate Paper, because I was watching your Board of Election hearing, and the fact that you managed to get them to reinstate you after frivolous objections was beautiful to watch. And it's not every day that an individual person without a team of attorneys gets to override an objection or a specification of objection. So I want to congratulate you. I want to thank you and Theo for hosting this and being friends of democracy. And if there's any questions I can take, I'd love to do it. And I really can't hear you guys, so thanks for having me.
ran for office in his district, and I think Scarface ran for office in his
Scarface
district.
ran. Willie D.
Willie D also ran.
Willie
Wow.
D. Scarface announced first, and Willie D did. Willie D
Wow.
dropped out of the race, and Scarface ran, and he lost, I believe, but he did advance. They have a different way of doing it in Houston
Okay.
City Council. So
And I
we're
mean,
actually live right now, so I'm so excited to have Precious Gorgeous right here, lovely rapper and comedian that's going to do what he does best for you all. I'm so excited. This has been an amazing show. It's been a lot of dope artists, a lot of fun. We just had Nick Robbins speak from the Sam Party, so I'm enjoying getting to hear so many different perspectives back to back to back, and getting able to create a sense of community and bring people together, even during coronavirus. So, without further ado, right now, the one and only Precious Gorgeous.
Yeah, what's up?
Paper, yeah. It's our time. Let's get it. Take it away.
All right. I'm just gonna do one little song for you guys. My name is Precious Gorgeous. I'm like Paper said, I'm a rapper, songwriter from Brooklyn. I have an album out right now called Trip. It's 11 original songs written to iconic beats by my favorite producer, Teddy Riley. I just jacked a bunch of his beats and wrote songs to him. So this is a song that I feel is appropriate because of just how the world is right now, and also I think it's in the spirit of Paperboy's campaign. So this joint is called Neighbor. You try to love thy neighbor. Say hi and they don't say nothing. Turn on the goddamn radio. Don't celebrate what I'm celebrating. Shame when you try to love that neighbor. You say hi and they don't say nothing. Turn on the goddamn radio. Don't celebrate what I'm celebrating. Took your best shot, you missed. They took it as a shot, tried to hop the fence. Yeah, they took it wrong, they took all offense. Tried to wave the flag, tried to calm us tense. But the flag, what caused the rift? And now you in the argument. It's hard, dog, it's all so complex. Especially when it's over your complexion, or whether you think that God exists. Oh, now I'm a terrorist. And now I ain't a human being. Wouldn't give you that dog a pet. And you know what God has said, give them your other cheek to suck it. Father, forgive them. I mean, they know not why they do that. Try to love thy neighbor. Say hi and they don't say nothing. Turn on the goddamn radio. Don't celebrate what I'm celebrating. Shame when you try to love thy neighbor. You say hi and they don't say nothing. Turn on the goddamn radio. Don't celebrate what I'm celebrating. Heaven, can we talk? I know when we seen each other last we brought. Damn boy, you starting to froth. Kidding dog, I mean to call you dog. This is can we restart? I need to tell you I'm a man for one. We both grown even when pride involved. Blood was shed, so we saw the cops. We got caught and they let you walk. I don't blame the spotlight in dark, but we both live here and work. Can we all get along? Huh? Give them your other cheek to slap. Forgive them, Father. Forgive them. I mean, they know not why they do that. Forgive them, but you better tell them, neighbor. Say hi and they don't say none. Turn on the goddamn radio. Don't celebrate what I'm celebrating. Shame when you try to love thy neighbor. You say hi and they don't say none. Turn on the goddamn radio. Don't celebrate what I'm celebrating. If MAGA hats is any black, And racist whites still vote for Trump. Do we hate blacks that vote for Trump? Do we assume they're no longer black and kill them first before they kill us? Someone you love get high on Trump. Your barbecue got tiki lamps. If I kneel and you don't, is that weird? We gotta be friends to build a bridge. Shouldn't I block what I don't want to hear? Do you cape for Kavanaugh or Kaepernick? Who gonna adopt the Cosby kids or immigrants? Who even American? Give them your other cheek to slap. Forgive them, Father. Forgive them. I mean, they know not why they do that. I get it, Father, I get it, but how much bullets can we hold in our backs before we break? We trying to love thy neighbor. Say hi and they don't say none. Turn on the goddamn radio. Don't celebrate what I'm celebrating. Shame when you try to love thy neighbor. Say hi and they don't say none. Turn on the goddamn radio. Don't celebrate what I'm celebrating. Shame when you try to love thy neighbor. Say hi and they don't say no. So turn on the goddamn radio. Don't celebrate what I'm celebrating. Neighbor. Say hi and they don't say no. So turn on the goddamn radio. Don't celebrate what I'm celebrating. Shame, man.
All right, that's me. That's all I got for y'all. I'm Precious Gorgeous. You can find that whole record Trip. You can find that song Neighbor and all the rest of it at preciousgorgeousralph.com or RALF, just like you see down here on my name. Preciousgorgeousralph, RALF.com. You can find my record Trip, and all love and support to Paperboy and his whole team. Thank you for having me. I don't know if that was it. If I was supposed to go longer. Where they at? Maybe it's already moved on. Let me see if I'm getting any messages over here. It's our time.
Get some food for Corona too.
Awesome. Well, I believe shortly we're going to be live for you to speak in, and we're super excited about this. And you are in a very high profile race, a lot going on. I know you're super busy, and we talked before on our Zoom with Paperboy where we talked about everything going on with the kind of the nitty gritty of it of running for office, but without getting too political and too too political. So, but here is the time and the place for that. To let us know about your platform, what separates you from the other options on the ballot, and all of that. So the floor is yours, and I'm so happy to have here Bedroom Khan. Thank you so much. Ha, Paper. Yeah, it's our time. One love.
Yes, it is.
It's on you. Whenever you're ready to speak, it's on you, Bedroom.
I'm ready. Let's see. We have a countdown is starting June 23rd, mail-in ballots. So there's a lot of things that's unknown to the people. This is the first time New York is actually doing this. So it's a tough time with the pandemic going on. But what's happening that I've noticed, people are asking a lot of questions. Who am I? What am I doing? What is my platform? So I'm going to just start who am I? I'm Bedroom Khan. I'm a daughter of immigrants, and my parents has been in this country since the 60s. So they are small business owners who worked very hard to make the American dream come true. So I have a lot of platforms, and I could see Ocasio and neither Michelle Cabrera Caruso is actually here. So I'm the one who's basically talking about my platform. I'm a big supporter of universal basic income. It is something that is necessary. I did not start when the pandemic started. I started months and months ago. I always been supportive. When Yang came out with that policy, my biggest reason to support that policy was domestic violence, because I've come from a community, there's a lot of domestic violence, and how to leave the domestic violence was very difficult. Like a couple of families would start the procedure of leaving, the wife would leave, but then unfortunately what happened is they go 2 months with it, now they can't pay the rent, they can't pay their child, they can't raise their kids, they can't pay the mortgage or the car payments, and it's always going back to the battered house because of the situation of income. So that was my biggest thing to support universal basic income, and how it would affect the community with single parents nowadays with the single mom, single dad, doesn't matter where you are, there's single families out there, and it would help these families. So that was my biggest interest, going to universal basic income. So that's a platform I've been started from the beginning when I started in July. And with that, also with universal basic income, it comes other sources. Like, I think it would minimize people to do crimes, because sometimes funding makes it easier for people to do less criminal activities. It will give you less mental health crisis, because then, if I have the funds in my pocket, I could go to certain things. So I'm a big supporter of the universal basic income. It will make the economy work better for people who don't have the same capacity as other people, or the same income level of other people. That's a big platform that I'm sharing. I also have another platform. It's universal healthcare, which everybody should have, but not to end the private insurance, because everybody doesn't see that it's not only about all the healthcare. It consider how about the medicines. Medicine prescription is so expensive. It also consider the deductibles. You have to consider the co-pays. So I think it has to be, if people have their own privately kept, that is fine, because people negotiate years and years. For example, the union workers negotiate years to keep it. That is fine. They should keep their health plan, but we should have the universal. If people don't have it, they should have the option of having a health plan that people could go into. Also, slowly but steadily, people could always migrate to this. Suddenly taking everybody's healthcare, which I don't agree with, and especially the unions who has, because I work from a background of people who had sacrificed a lot of their income for a better health plan. So I think we should keep the private and then slowly move into other issues that could help negotiate this, because nobody sees that, my God, I bought a $64 eye drop. I mean, that's insane for a lot of people. Maybe I was able to afford it. Maybe some people can't. And that's something that I'm looking forward to work with people and to combine with people, because I think if you go to any congressional work or you work with people, you need to be able to work with everyone, to negotiate what will work for me, what will work for the other person, what will work for my people, what would work for the community, how can I help that community? That's one of my platforms. The other thing is housing. Disaster. It's too expensive for people, that's for one. And affordable housing is not affordable. We have to look into all these lottery applications that happening, and most of the people, I think in my neighborhood, some people say they're empty because they're not around, and people are not getting these apartments because they made too much money, or they made too much or too less money. It's just that whole housing applications needs to be revamped. And especially we need to increase the level of income so some people could actually go into these housing. And then we have a situation with all the projects. First of all, the project application takes so long for you to get in, sometimes 5 years to 10 years. Why is it taking too long? What's the policy? What's the procedures? That's something we need to talk more about. And I think people also need to talk more about, like, if they're empty, who's the families getting it? If it's recircling these apartments, how are we having these apartments? Because city housing, I did so many applications for people, the 10 years, 5 years, 8 years, they didn't even get a letter. So that's something I want my people to be able to work out in the federal government. How is housing gonna afford the people? Because right now, affording an apartment is very, very expensive. The other platforms I have is education. I'm a big believer of education being what the students need. So right now, I don't think all is being addressed, especially people who have behavior issues, people who have learning disabilities. I have two daughters who actually had learning disabilities, and it was very difficult for them to go through elementary school because there was not enough resources and every funding is always being cut. And I think learning disability programs needs to increase and funding needs to be given to them from the federal government, because I have noticed a lot of these students, they come in and they said, we're going too much into regular education, not enough of these education. These are my quick platforms that I want to talk about before, I know we have a few minutes of time. I also want to say that my district 14 needs a representation that who will be able to come in to the district, because what's happening, not everybody's on social media, not everybody could email, because I have a very diverse community. And that's what we need to have people to understand what the diverse community we have. We have Latinos, we have Hispanic, we have Muslims, we have Blacks, we have white, and we have adults. People don't know how to use the computer. People don't know how to, they want to walk into your office and find out, I need help. In the Bronx, there's no office for a congressional office. And my district is part of the Bronx. It's overshadowed. We need to make sure we look into that. I want to represent my people, the needs they have, and small businesses needs is right now. So it's not about the current situation. It's a situation of the stimulus package right now. For the time being, I don't believe that universal basic income should be something it's permanent, and we need to actually fight for it. And I wish everyone who's actually running for Congress actually put all together and make sure we have a universal basic income for everyone, because it's not only my district, the Congressional District 14 is every district. And I actually want to thank Paperboy, who actually started this program, because I think coming here shows me as an individual, I don't need to be only go on CNN and New York Times. It's everybody makes a difference. The grassroots makes the difference. This is what I walk the streets, I walk the buildings, now I'm making phone calls, I'm distributing foods, is because I want to be connected to the people of Congressional District 14. I'm not sure how long do I have, but I know that's who I am. That's one of my quick platforms. Climate change is also one. It's more on, I think, if you go to my website is badronkhan.com. Please go to my website. Please subscribe and actually send me an email so we could have one-on-one Zoom programs together, so we could tell you what I'm standing for and how can I help the community and what I want to do for the future of Congressional District 14. I believe my...
Paper. Yeah. Paper. Yeah. It's
Paperboy, you on the...
Thank you all so much. Thank you so much. Thank you to Badroon Khan for coming on and speaking to us about the issues affecting your community and as well as your race. And this is amazing, because even if all of the candidates don't show up, it's so amazing to get to hear from some of the candidates. I know as a private citizen, as a voter, it feels good to hear that, hey, my local candidate has 5 minutes to talk to me online from home and let me know what's on their mind, what they're fighting for, what's important to them, up to date. Because this is the new world we're living in right now, where we actually have to be up to date. So thank you so much to Badroon Khan. Thank you so much to all of the other candidates that have come on and spoke to us. Thank you so much to all of the artists that have come through and have walked on this journey with us. This is the first of many. We're going to do many more of these. We hope to make this as frequent as possible. And we encourage you to ask your elected officials, to ask your friends, to ask candidates, to ask artists that tell them to come on the Paperboy Games, and we're going to actually have an opportunity to make the whole goal of this is to bring people together, to bring the community together, to actually make this a more democratic process so everyone has their voice heard, so everyone has the opportunity to actually get out there and, get what is important to them out there. Because there's a lot of important issues that we're fighting for right now. Now more than ever, I feel like the spotlight is on local politics and local politicians, because you see how much effect that your electeds have on your everyday life, that they have on your day-to-day life. And one of the reasons we wanted to merge the artists with that is to a lot of people that are sleeping, for lack of a better term, that aren't aware of the elections going on. I've gotten multiple texts today of people asking me, and these are smart people, asking me, when is the election coming up? How can I vote? How can I get my absentee ballot? How can I do all these things? So this is just serving as a reminder to let everyone know how to do these things, to let them know that these things are coming up, and letting them know that your voice matters. At the Paperboy Games, your voice matters. Your questions matter. So we're still working on ways to get to be able to hear your questions and see your comments in real time. I know because we're going on so many different platforms and have so many different people, that is one of the challenges. But the thing about this is we're not going to let challenges stop us from trying. We're not going to let technical difficulties and just because the road is difficult doesn't mean to not try, doesn't mean to give up, doesn't mean to not dare to do different things, to dare to do new things, to try to get our voice out there, to try to bring people together. Because if we were living in normal New York City, hey, we all love being out. We all love going to different events, visiting our friends, our neighbors, the local community spots that that keep our communities going. We love doing that. But unfortunately, because we are sheltering in place, we have to adapt, and we have to be find more creative ways to reach the people, more creative ways to come together and talk about these issues. And I'm so excited that you all have walked this road with us and have done such an amazing job of that. An issue that's important to me right now in the immediate, and that just feels really immediate, is canceling rent. I hope y'all can see my Game Boy. And we're closing it out right now. You guys have been with us. We're closing it out. So I'm going to end it with my song, Cancel Rent. The video's on YouTube. Let me see if I can find that. The video's on YouTube, but I want you guys to remember that, like, there's people who are less fortunate, who, you know, don't have a job, who don't know where their next paycheck is coming from. And this song is about canceling rent, canceling mortgages, and canceling utilities until this crisis is over, as a way to help the American people, as a way to help those who are immigrants, as a way to help everyone. This is a big blanket way that we can help the people, that we can help the owners, that we can help the tenants. And it's especially important in a place like New York City, where there are millions of tenants and people that, you know, are living paycheck to paycheck. So without further ado, I'm about to do my song for y'all, Cancel Rent. And then after that, I believe we're gonna be done. So the first ever Paperboy Games, it's our time. Paper, yeah. All right, let's do it. 1, 2, let's go.
Thank you, Paperboy.
Paper, yeah.
Damn, son.
Let's go. Cancel it. Cancel it. You say you can't work, so you know you gotta cancel it. Yeah. Utilities and mortgages. Some people feeling so down, can't pay the rent. What's going around? Things happen, problem. Things happen so tough. Gotta come help us. Gotta show us some love.
Paper, yeah.
I got a problem. So many people homeless, can't pay the rent. Don't know where my home is. My home is. Somebody gotta do it. Cancel it. Let's go. You gotta cancel it. Utilities and mortgages. You gotta cancel it. It's time to cancel it.
Paperboy, why you running for office? Because honestly, I think so many politicians lost it. They lost what they lost trust. They lost the trust. They're too authoritarian, telling us what to do. Same time helping you. Waiting so long. Why I had to hop on live and sing the song and tell them cancel it. You gotta cancel it. What I say? Utilities and mortgages. You gotta cancel it. You gotta cancel it. Yeah. Hey, 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 you gotta cancel it. Whoa, yeah. A high paper, yeah. Thank y'all so much. Thank you so much. June 23rd is the election coming up. I hope that you've heard all the candidates speak. I hope you heard the lovely sounds of the artists. My name is Paperboy Prince. I'm running for office, New York 7th District. Thank you all so much. June 23rd. I would love to have your vote. I would love that you come out and vote, even if you don't decide to vote for me or you can't because you're in a different district.